What's going on, American truckers? Hope everybody out there is doing great today. Yeah, I got my little mic going, so I'm gonna hold it up here. Got Snapper here. This video here, I put a couple of tips and tricks. One for the glad hands if you got a leak. Another one for how to put up. The other tricks for how to put up load bars in a trailer without them falling down, because as y'all know, in a dry box the walls flex. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to keep the load bars up there throughout the duration of the trip, and I'm going to show y'all how to do it where it'll stay up throughout the duration of the trip. Anyway, at the end of this video I'm going to put up a picture of a bug that got in my truck today, and I have no idea what kind of bug this is. So if one of y'all knows what it is, please comment and let me know. Like, literally, I hit it with my hat twice, and it fell down like on the dash. I thought it had died, so I was gonna get it out later, and then it got up. It was the size of a quarter, and I kid you not, when it landed on my dash after I hit it the second time, it like flew down in the dash. About a half hour later, it came up and landed on the dash. Like, it flew up a couple inches and landed down on the dash. I heard it land. It was that big. But anyway, at the end of this video, I'm gonna put up probably a couple pictures of it. Hopefully one of y'all know what kind of bug this is, because I'm curious. I ended up pulling over, and I had a plastic spoon setting up on my dash in a little cubby hole. It came with a fork and a knife, and I didn't use the spoon, so it was still sitting up there. And I literally took the spoon and scooped him up, and he was the length of the spoon part of the spoon, chunked it out the window. But anyway, hopefully one of y'all be able to enlighten me on what kind of bug that was. And another thing I have coming up later this year is I'm gonna give a shout out to Richard Rivera. First off, I trained Richard Rivera in 2012. Shortly after training him, he left where we were at. He went to Covenant. He teamed for a few months over there. He bought a truck. He ended up buying a truck. He probably had I don't know, probably 8 or 9 months on the road when he bought a truck, which, to be honest with you, he'll tell you I was kind of against it, because he didn't have that much time on the road. But he was very driven, worked real hard, and he did pretty well with that. In 2016 or 2017, he went and became an agent for a broker, and he still does that today. Does it from home. But anyway, I want to sit down with him later this year. We stay in contact. We talk probably 3 or 4 times a week. But later this year, I'd like to do a video where I can ask him some questions and get him to explain some different things, like how he comes up with his rates, how he figures what he's going to pay the truck, how much profit he makes, what brokers look for profit wise, what percentage they try to make in order to make their part. Also, I'd like him to explain who he contacts within a company whenever he's trying to get freight. That way, if any drivers out there want to learn how to get direct shipping, in other words, not using a broker, they want to go directly to the company, they would know who they need to contact in order to get freight directly from the company. Because there is positions within the company that you have to contact. And no, it's not the people in shipping, not the people in receiving. Some freight is customer shipped or receiver shipped. Some of it's shipper shipped. In other words, the receiver's controlling who it is that's hauling the load. They're the ones actually finding the trucks or brokering it out, or it's the other way around. But anyway, I'm gonna have him explain all that, because he actually does it for a living. So he knows all the ins and outs. So if you're an owner operator, or plan on being an owner operator one day, that's going to be really good information for you to help you maximize the amount of money you can make out here on the road. I'm trying to do that probably sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas. He lives down in Tampa, so I'm going to try to get down that way for that and sit down with him, and he's already agreed that he would, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, hope everybody out there is doing great. We're going to get into these videos. First one's going to be the glad hand hack. If you got a leaking glad hand and you don't have any seals, what you can do to hold it over, a temporary fix basically. And the second one, like I told you a while ago, is going to be how to keep your load bars up in a dry box. Because as you know, in a reefer trailer, the walls are thicker, so they don't flex as much. But a dry box, when you're going down the road, flexes quite a bit. And a lot of times the load bars will fall. What some guys do to keep them up is they put a whole lot of pressure on the load bars, basically bowing the walls out, which is bad. That's bad on the trailer as well. And I'm going to show you a little trick to do that without having to bow the trailer out. Anyway, let's get to it. Alright, hey American truckers. Now this trick right here, if you got a leaky, if your gasket is leaking, like mine's not, that one's getting pretty old, but it's still not leaking. And this one up here is pretty new. But if you get one that's leaking, you can get some of that grease from right there, put it on this glad hand, and it'll seal it up. I do it normally even when it's not leaking because it'll help these gaskets last longer. But if you have a leak and you don't have any of them spare rubber pieces, you can do this right here in order to stop the leak. But you just take that, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Get it? This trailer's pretty new, so it don't have a lot of grease on it. But yeah, you get a little grease on it like that. A little grease on it like that. So you get it on there like that. I don't ever touch those ends, so it doesn't matter to me. But I'll take it, put it on here, and then kind of roll it around. All right, that grease, it'll fall off there. But that's how you can stop that glad hand from leaking. And it also helps the rubber pieces in there last longer. Sorry about the bad video. I am my own cameraman, and as some of y'all know that watch my channel, I'm not very good. But hopefully you've seen enough to see what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll get a napkin or rag and kind of wipe the outside edges apart, but I never touch that. You know, the most I touch is this end right here, so I'll pull it out. So I'm not putting my hands up here, so it doesn't matter. Just like I don't touch the inside of that. I just touch my handle when I take it off or put it on. Anyway, hope this helps. And get ready for trick number 2. All right, American truckers, I'm back. Trick number 2. Now, as you can tell, I'm in a dry box trailer. And you have these wall mounts for holding your straps. But you see how far back the wall mount is from the load. It won't do any good. So I grabbed some load locks, and I'll put load locks in here up against it so that it holds it, you know, holds everything in place. And I'll show y'all a trick, because as y'all know that do drive dry box, load locks tend to fall down in transit while in a trailer, in a dry box trailer, because these walls flex. You can see these walls move pretty easy. So when you're going down the road, they'll flex back and forth, and your load locks will just fall down. So I'm gonna show y'all how to keep from that happening. All right, American truckers, this is what it looks like when you get done. See that strap? That strap will hold the walls in, and it helps keep those load locks from falling down off the walls. So the wall, it doesn't flex as much And those load locks won't fall off so easy when you're in transit. Another thing I did, because they got these bulkheads in here, and as you can see, it's got a lip on it, so it sticks out. So it's hard to get right up next to the product. So I angle them in, like that one on the bottom is angled in that way. And then I angled the one on top in as well. So, but that's the finished product. And if you do this right here, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, your load locks will not fall. And as you know, it saves your company money. They don't have claims at the end of your load. This is a beer load. It's easy to get claims on a beer load. But it saves your company money. It'll also save you time at the receiver not dealing with OS&D issues. But there you go. That's trick number 2.